Good morning, this is Pramod Jaiswal from English Chronicles. Today I am going to teach you ICSE Prose, Angel in Disguise. The author is T.S. Arthur by T.S. Arthur. I will like to introduce you. The story begins in a very pathetic condition. There is a woman, a lady who is very poor, living in a very wretched, miserable condition. Miserable condition. And this lady, she has three children. The eldest is John, 12 years, Kate, 10 to 11 years, and Maggie, a little child, and she is also diseased one. She has broken spine. And she herself, this lady, is drunkard and is hated by all the villagers because she is, you can say, she cannot afford to anything. She is hated by all the villagers. No one likes her because most of the time she is in drunken state, and this is the day she is on the threshold of her own house. She died, leaving behind these three children. This is the beginning of the story. Now, and this message has been conveyed to all the villagers, and very few of them have come to see the deceased, the dead one. And the most pathetic condition is that she has died, leaving behind these three children in a very miserable state. Now, the question was, all the villagers, whoever has come, a big question was, they were parentless, they were bereft of parents, and they are, bereft means devoid, deprived of parents. The main question is, they are very young age. John only 12, Kate, she is a girl, and who is going to take care of them? So there were villagers. There was one farmer, Jones. He thought that he is 12 years of age, he would be beneficial in his farming, so he agreed to take away John. And then there is Mrs. Ellis. She was looking for a bound girl. Bound girl means slave-like girl. And she is also 10 to 11 years old. And she thought it would be better for her that in the later stage she will be beneficial and would extend her helping hand in her household work. Now, leaving behind this Maggie, now she is 2 years ago, she fell from a roof and has broken her spine. Her spine is broken and she cannot move. She is bedridden, unable to move. And who is going to take care of this little girl? Take her. I'll take Maggie, but no one said I will take Maggie. So that's the big question. One by one, all of them are leaving the place, and somehow the dead buried was carried to the cemetery on a cart, and then after a few persons were only left, Maggie There is also a blacksmith's wife. So last person was Joe Thompson. She also left her. And the people who were telling about, some of the people were telling that send Maggie to the poor house. To the poor house. Now, poor house is a place. Poor house is a place where at least they are taken care of. Taken care of orphans, sick people, and who are deprived of everything. So people said that at least when there is no one to take care of her, the poor house will be at least something is better than nothing. There will be someone to take care of. But obviously a small child, Maggie, who is diseased, bedridden, and she has become very weak, skinny and bony. So this one blacksmith's wife also left. Last one was this person, Joe Thompson. He was a wheelwright. He used to repair bullock carts, put wheels. So he is also a very poor man, middle class man. How can he afford? And moreover, a very big question regarding him was his wife. His wife, who was, this is a very nice character in the sense of question. Questions will come regarding this. Her nature, she is very rude. She is rude. You can say no sympathy. No sympathy. Doesn't show no sympathy or mercy. No humanity. No feelings for others, and he is overpowering her husband, Joe. So a big question in front of Joe Thompson was that whether his wife would accept Maggie or not. But he thought to take a chance, and that he would tell her that he was going to give this child to the poor house. But before that, he has to meet the guardians must be seen, and permit has to be obtained from the office. So when he reaches home, he beautifully, carefully wrapped the child in a white bed sheet, and took her in his own arms, and went to his house. But he was very disturbed, and he was very in a crucial position, not to believe in his wife, that she would be adamant she won't allow the child. But he made up his mind that he won't talk to her regarding staying of her child. He will only ask her to spend a night or two, that he will take her to the poor house within a day or two. You see, just before that, I would like to read the first paragraph about this lady, about the impoverished condition of the family. Impoverished condition of the family. Idleness, vice, and intemperance had done their miserable work, and the dead mother lay cold and still. She was dead, lying on the threshold amid her wretched children. She had fallen upon the threshold of her own door in a drunken fit, and died in the presence of her frightened little ones. Death touches the spring of our common humanity. Very nice line. Here the word death is personification. Personification. As if death is a person. Death touches. That means as if it is a person. had been despised, scoffed at, angrily denounced by nearly every man, woman, and child in the village. But now, as the fact of her death was passed from lip to lip, it has been spread like a wildfire. In subdued tones, pity took the place of anger. Very nice word, pity. Pity took the place of anger. So this is the condition now. The main point is you have to describe the characteristic of this lady Jew's wife. How is she? She is very adamant. She is very rude. When we shall come to that portion, then take her to the poor house. Though rough in exterior, page 79, she cried out, catching her suspended breath, "Don't leave me here all alone." Maggie said he was the last person to leave the poor cottage when Maggie called out, "Don't leave me alone." Though rough in exterior, Joe Thompson had a heart. It was very tender in some places. He liked children and was pleased to have them come to his shop, where sleds and wagons were made or mended for the village lads. Lads means boys, without a draft, without getting any money, charging any money on their hoarded expenses. "No, dear," he answered in a kind voice, going to the bed and stooping down, bending down over the child. "You shall not be left here alone." So his heart has melted, and he cannot afford to leave the child alone, bereft of her parents, untaken, unkempt. So he wrapped her with the gentleness almost of a woman in the clean bedclothes which some neighbor had brought, and lifting her in his strong arms, bore her out into the air and across the field that lay between the hovel. Hovel is the poor house, hut, and his home. So this is the condition of Mr. Joe Thompson. Now the condition described about his wife, how he would face, and there are two themes in this chapter. One is how rude, adamant, stubborn. She is rude, adamant, stubborn. Stubborn means ziddi. And she was no mercy in her heart, no place for sentiments or emotion in her heart. So, and how she is transformed into a very kind-hearted person. That is the main question. And the second question is the justification of the title Angel in Disguise. Who is the angel, and why she has come, he or she, whoever she is, in disguise, and what is the effect of the angel in the house of Joe Thompson. So we shall continue in the next video. These two questions are very important for your board examinations. Thank you. Have a nice time.